Well, I tell you, if some part of you now move to this, call in the autopsy people them, call in the coffin builders them. If some part of you now move, trust me, listen to this, we love dancehall. Just stand up and do the same beat them, the same way how you dance to the dancehall tune them. I bet you any money say the dance fit them rhythm. Yeah man, it fit it. Any dance, modern dance what you do you know. Just stand up and do it and see if it not fit it. Yeah, Shaka Demos without pliers, may I tell you. Hey, I know all tune this, you know. I think you a joke. I know all tune this. It just sound all through the rhythm. Yeah, this is our next Steppin Razor, the art of war we have with you next Thursday. You know, we have a tight up program here in the day, yeah. Believe you me, we have about in between things that we want to do. We give thanks to all the people them who call me, even though I don't like when the people them call me them over the morning. Still, after I come off at the radio at 2 o'clock. But they was so enthusiastic about the program last night. We want to yell up the youth in the supermarket a while ago. I said, why Muta? Yeah. You burn down the place. I said, burn down the place. You should have called the fireman then. The fire brigade. But him said, boy, yes, him and them brethren them love it. Before me forget now, I want to yell up a gas station youth named a tall man. Him say me call him Tall Man. I don't remember his name, you know, but a tall man, I will call him now. Him sell gas up a Manor Park. Up a Manor Park gas station there, over the Manor Center, yes. We want to him up, you know, him say, Monta, I tell you the truth. Come I think come take gas, you know. You know what I call out all the people, you know. Him call out, I say, I don't know who him not call out. Him say, boy, I don't know how me so lucky, you know. You say, a pure celebrity come on my gas pump to come take gas, you know. So why yell him up? Why yell him up? I don't remember your name, but you say, me call you Tall Man. You know who me attack. Are your brethren supposed to know who? The brethren who sell pure celebrity gas up a Manor Park, that's all. Believe you me. The man enthusiastic, you know. Yeah, man. And the second time, we're going to go book him up to, you know. The man enthusiastic, the man see me, the man start, for them finger, them start to name all the other finger that can't hold the amount of celebrity. He mentioned, where the brethren come up the other day, Gully Bob. He mentioned Gully Bob, and me I say, oh, a long time I don't hear about Gully Bob. Anybody hear about Gully Bob? Oh, Gully Bob I go out with nowadays. Eh? They're foreign? All right, no one hear up Gully Bob, who they are foreign. When last time go on Grand Spain, I'm not going to Grand Spain. Him turn celebrity, because the brethren call him as a celebrity too, so big celebrity, yes, who take gas at Manor Park. Yes, today I'm with you. Who want to play this tune for the brethren, and all the ones them who say me for heal them, and I can't remember them name. Believe you me, it's hard, especially when they're at stoplight. And a man say, Muta, my name this and that, you know, you have to remember me. Well, you want to see all the people them who know to them did heal me up that week, yeah? And all the people them who listened to the program last night and say, yes, Muta, the program shot. We want to play that tune for everyone. You know, there's a big flood taking place where nearly 2,000 people dead and 40 million people is at risk. And nobody not hear nothing about it. Well, not nobody, but most people don't hear about it. Can I ask Shamar if she hear about it? She say no. Them don't know neither. But it shows you the power of power. Or when you have power, you can infiltrate the minds of people and make your story be the center of attraction. So when we speak about the flood, our first mindset is to go to Texas. They say that about 20 people dead, 20 odd people dead, and mostly damage to property. But the flood in South Asia, there, in Bangladesh and India, you don't hear it so much, but it has devastated Millions of people lives. Millions of people lives. It has this, 40 million people. And the death toll is rising. Who control the media, control your mind, and control your perception of what is real and what is not real. And what them want you to be either cozy with or ignorant against. We see that at the mudslide in Sierra Leone. Well, this flood, in America just wiped the whole thinking about that. When people that try start rally around it, all of a sudden we hear about this thing, and we're not going to stop hear about it. Because last night we talk about it and we say, it's just ironical that sometimes you watch CNN and you hear them attack, but them a loop the picture. Them a loop the things them way out. So you keep seeing the same thing over and over. And the thing with it is that it's not what them have said that affect you, it's what you see. It's not what them saying, it's what you see. And what you see have a more impact than what them saying. And it's really, that is how the media work and operate when you have power. That's why we upon the media must recognize the power that we hold for really make people think and make people view things in a next way. So we want to say condolences to the people them in South Asia. When I look at the picture them, when I compare disaster with disaster, because that's what I tell you if I compare disaster with disaster. But me I tell you, when me see a Guan in a South Asia there, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Them say 40 million people, 40 million people affected. The thing with Texas is that it's the worst flood in the history of America. People don't remember, say, Texas below sea level. Yeah, Texas below sea level. It's like New Orleans. Because in New Orleans, them don't bury people under the ground, Them don't bury, them have mausoleums, them bury upon the top. Because it's when it flood. Trust me, when it flood, believe you me down there already and it a flood in a New Orleans. And at the time when them did have the Katrina thing, but we did already at the show in a park, big park. And when you're looking at the park, man, it look like Atlantic Ocean, man. May I tell you? Texas reached a stage now where them could have to evacuate the whole place. And when we look upon where we are going in a Bangladesh and parts of India and all them something there, them flood there, I don't know, the rain will fall in a them place there. When we are have so come like drizzle. The other day when we flood, it's like a drizzle thing going compared to where we are going over them place there right now. So you have to take sleep and mark that. Government ministers and people in charge, you have to take sleep and mark that. Because hurricane depend on the way and right now as we speak. It's not threatening Jamaica, but it is in line. So trust me, with the murder rate, if we go get now mash up place and property and all them things, my gosh, man. Believe you me, we better call up on Noah. Yeah, we better call up on Noah, because we need a Noah, Are the thing that? In a Bangladesh? Which part that? India. Blouse and skirt. A while ago, and believe you me, Rasta. What a sight, man. What a sight. You don't see that on your TV normally, don't it? Maybe if you go BBC, you will see it. What line is there, so where is it? You just Google it. Wow. Them say 40 million people, 40 million people. And them places chuck up, Yeah, man, them people there, it's very chuck up. And everybody who are Jamaican know what I mean when I say chuck up. Nobody has to interpret chuck up. No, you know what chuck up mean, yo. Okay. Yeah. Now, you know, so at news time, all right, click it. It's where we are looking at this thing here with this flood in a bank in India there, and all a three-story building there, you can't tell me it's a three-story building there empty, you know. Just turn sideways at that angle, just crumble. Why, it not look easy at all. Why, I tell you, the devastation is terrible. Anyway, we have Paul Johnson on the line. Paul?
Yeah, good afternoon. Not too bad.
All right, where parish you from now?
St. James, you there now. St. James.
St. James, you there?
Uh-huh.
And you win the thing at St. James?
Sorry, come again?
You won the prize at St. James?
Yeah, I won a prize this morning.
Oh, this morning, all right. So what kind of question did it answer?
What kind of question?
Yeah.
Somebody asked me where I buy my gas.
Yeah.
I'm telling them where I buy my gas, and I asked me my question of something for the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them the...
So them drive you down?
Yeah, drive me down. I don't drive, I should show man I drive me down.
So you never think of police?
I think of police. I'm going to be this or something. I really want to take no check still. But them drive me down still on, you know?
Yeah.
And them talk and thing, you know?
And the voice is smart, but watch when they drive down people, you know, come on, go to both two shots after them.
Why? I said I'm going to be this, so you know, really...
Yeah. Congrats for the $10,000 win.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man, because I know you can when I get back something that me, you know what it is.
Yeah,
you know?
so I'm going to be where you live?
No, I work for a company still, you know.
So where you there? Where you live?
I live at Kingston, but I work at Montego Bay for court, Jamaica.
Okay, so when you left Montego Bay, when you have to go Kingston, you pass through Wochi?
Yeah, my partner. No, I come through
the highway.
Use the highway, yeah. Use the highway.
All right, I'm going to park up down at the highway entrance there for me $1,000. You want to say, hey. All right. All right, here, give thanks, here.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
Yeah, that was the winner. How much the umpteenth winner now from the Cool Aces gas vibes. I tell you, it's enough $10,000 of them give away now. Believe you me. Paul Johnson, St. James. Okay. News time. News have come up. We'll see if we can go back to this tune. We'll go back to this tune right now. Believe you me. I love that tune. Yes, Nesbitt, you go on wicked. Yeah. Good afternoon. Long time I don't see you. Long time I don't see me. All right. Monique Fries, Steppin Razor, the art of war. Before we forget, we want to yell up the Mia, you know. Mia, I can see that you have yielded to my call to put back the white line in the middle of the road. I really appreciate that very much because it was really a very serious concern, especially a person who have to come out here 2 o'clock in the morning and driving by that road without light. So we give thanks. It looks wonderful, I must say. The white line make a total difference, and any driver will say and tell you that the road, it's looking wonderful just to see the white line there. Now everybody can drive on them own side. Everybody can drive on them own side. So we really give thanks. You know, we know that sometimes people hear we talk and good because them don't like we. Them just nobody listen to what I say. But you must remember never to throw away the baby with the bathwater. That is a cliche that goes without saying. You must not kill the message because you don't like the messenger. So we really appreciate the mayor for doing that for the people of Ocherius and in a larger extent St. Mary, who's going to and fro on that road here, this little piece of stretcher. So it's nice. So I want to congratulate him for planting those trees down the road there, the main road there, to make the place look very Miami-ish, Palm Beach-ish, you know the way there. So what we need to do now is go on the main road and fix and the market and all of those taxi men that feel like them own the road because them have a right to eat a food. You understand? You can't eat a food at the expense of another man's food. See? It don't work that way. Nobody's boxing out food out of anybody's mouth, but you must have discipline. Jamaican people need some discipline. And that is where lacking, and that little discipline or lack of discipline lead to bigger indiscipline. It's a serious thing. I don't know how people don't recognize it. It is the small things that lead to the big things. It's like we have watched this thing a while ago. You know, there's a story, you know, about in Holland where them have a dam burst, you know. You ever hear about that story there, young, a dam burst and a little youth. She said the dam burst, and nobody knows. I push him finger in there. And I the hole and sit down there, you know. But you know, so that not going to work forever and ever. That not going to work forever and ever. So, we say the little things them lead to the bigger things. And you have to cut it in the bud before, or else you're going to have problem later. So when I'm going to talk about your back suit out time mouth, it's joke business. Because meanwhile, he might tell you that and I do the indiscipline thing. He might back suit out of somebody else's mouth. Understand? So we just say, we need some more discipline about the place, sir. We want to play this before the catch part. I could say we can itch in this before the catch part, so. I want the people them listen to this, you know. Listen. Very serious. Listen to this.
Do you want a better Africa? Believe it or not, for Africa to change, the way religion is delivered must change. Churches should stop miracles and breakthroughs. Popular preaching such as sowing a seed or, give and it shall be given unto you, have been misinterpreted for personal gain. No wonder pastors of today are so rich and yet the whole congregation and people around them remain poor. We are stuck with a generation of Africans who act as if God is the rewarder of laziness and poverty. The message churches send is that it is possible to reap where you did not sow, meaning you can get something out of nothing. Why should a child choose to learn the hard way if there is an easier way? The live for today attitude does not create wealth and people die without leaving any legacy. You then sit and wonder why Africa is the way it is today? The gospel of prosperity should be shamed and work around the fact that laziness can never reap real success. Christianity has played a very big role to the fall of Africa today, but that is not what it is intended. Messages of instant success have led to a generation of people who are thirsty for instant results, immediate relief, and effortless profit. The messages should not just focus of tithing and sowing seed, blessings, miracles, breakthroughs, and wonders. Churches should stop glorifying riches acquired through miraculous sources, stop preaching fear and stop focusing on what the devil or witches did, does, or will do. Instead they should preach positive news and focus on messages that add value to the communities such as hard work, creativity, dedication, commitment, perseverance, and responsibility. Pastors can promote good community initiatives such as cleaning the surroundings, and encourage creativity and innovation. Instead of waiting for our governments to do what they do not do, we can start helping ourselves, through humanism. The brother who becomes a millionaire by simply sowing a seed, build a better community, and the message of such success should not be spread and showcased. Instead, the applause should go to someone who has succeeded by hard work and perseverance. Start preaching the gospel of working hard, produce goods and services, planning, critical thinking analysis, strategy, visibility plans, system building, market and customer analysis, and the process involved in production of goods and services. This is how noble people and wealth is created. Rushing a sick person to church for prayers does not prevent that person from dying, but correct medication and treatment will. Haven't you wondered why people in Africa still died of Ebola despite prayers? Preach the real word of God instead. You do not need the pastor's blessings to create wealth in life. Wealth and clean cities don't come by miracle or magic. Religion such as the shout of, I receive it, and the loudest shout of, Amen, is not enough to fulfill your wishes. True religion and true Christianity must, and can only, produce productive youth. For Africa to be globally competitive, education alone is not enough. We need to nurture creativity, innovation, and good governance. What is an engineering degree doing if you cannot even produce a water pump? Ask yourself a question: what have other people created with a similar qualification other than just looking for a job? Please, be slow to anger, slow to judge, quick to listen and try to understand. If not for you, do it for your children.
REFM, thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
Clifford Blake, Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP, on the line here. We want him to really explain to the people, I mean, a lot of people hear about this zone of special operation. We just want him to do it in a layman term. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Muta. First time on RFM.
Yes, serious?
First time.
Them not call you for do nothing?
No, they call me for interviews sometimes and to get a little sound bite. But
you're always busy. You are always busy, man?
No, man, I'm always available. It's just that they always want sound bite. They never want to interview.
All right, you sound like a down-to-earth man, right? Now, everybody hear about this zone thing. It almost like give people diarrhea now because them really want it happen and them not see it happen and the crime rate has shoot up. But why you explain to the people them in a layman term? What is this zone of special operation that the Prime Minister announced 1 month ago?
All right, before I start, Muta, let me advise you that I'm actually waiting on a meeting, so I'll just get through it as quickly as possible. At the moment, notice I may have to leave you, but quickly.
Yeah.
What has happened is that a zone of special operation will be an area which has been identified as having exceptional high crime rate, escalating crime and violence. And once this area, a geographic area, has so been identified by the security forces, then the Commissioner of Police and the Chief of Defense Staff will go to the Prime Minister and Council and say, look here, we think this particular geographic space is, based on the crime statistics, to say that a lot of murder, a lot of shooting, there's escalating violence, and we think this area has qualified for special attention. And once the Prime Minister so designates this area as a zone of special operation, that's when the security forces move in. And there is a concept, a clear, hold, and build concept. Clear means...
Explain hold and build, you say?
Clear, hold, and build.
Okay.
The means the security forces go in and they control the area in terms of crime, in terms of the gang warfare, or whatever prevailing violence is inside there. The security forces will go, establish a cordon or a curfew, and they will contain the criminal activities in that area. That's a clear section. The hold is that we will continue to occupy the space, engage the citizens, and at this stage, the social intervention programs start coming in. This is the SDC, National Work Agency, JPS, National Water Commission, Titles Office, or Ministry of Education. All of these agencies starts coming in the whole phase now to start engaging citizens, doing road work, getting on zinc fences, teaching people skills, and then they go into the build phase now. This is where the community renewal, and the community accepts the program which has started, and the community now becomes involved in the process.
All right, stick up in, because this sounds like one community with all of that thing that can't do in a year. What you talk about, I don't see that can do in a year with. After you done clear the area, people are going to come in now, SDC and this and this come in, and then social intervention program. When you say one area, I mean, How long you expect to stay in that area if you do all the way you are talking about?
Well, it will stay as long as it takes.
So meanwhile, you're going to go to our next area, right?
It is possible, yes, it is possible to have multiple zones running at the same time.
And
yes.
All right, I can identify at least 5 zones, you know, where kind of intervention there. You tell me now, say, when it starts, you're going to specifically pinpoint one area, and then after you go into that area, you're going to go simultaneously go into our next area, because what is stopping the criminal them from leave one area and going to the next area, meanwhile them know say another area?
No, well, this is where the whole intelligence network comes in and policing network comes in, because once you start move from one area to the next area, then we, based on our intelligence system, we'll have an idea where the displacement criminals are, and this is where we'll be pursuing them.
So you tell me say the intelligence and the police now jump up in 1 month and couldn't jump up in a year? I mean, like, since the crime escalated since the year start, this zone of operation now, the police have more intelligence right now in a month than in the 6 months where...
No, I didn't say that, Muta.
I never say you say...
No, it's not like that. It's not like that, Muta. It's not like that.
But what is it that the police going to do now in a month when them shouldn't do that though from January when the crime rate
and you see, Muta, this is where we need to make it clear to the public that a zones of special operation, it's more than about the policing or the security forces. And so it's more about the community development and community renewal, because we must accept one thing. We have been doing a method of crime fighting over the years, which haven't been producing the desired result for the population.
Yes.
So it's time that a different approach is needed. For example, how do we go into a community that has a history of youth turning to criminality?
Yeah.
How do we turn? Sorry, I'll have to leave you right now, Muta.
That's where I mean,
I'll call you back afterwards. Sorry.
All right, nobody have to go. Interview right. So Prime Minister want him. All right. So right now the middle of the conversation, we have to cut it. You see, them have Jamaica upon a level as now, where because them say the urgency is so urgent, because the thing did urgent from last year, from the year before, it's urgent. Which bulb twinkle in a man's mind when he must sleep one night and say, you know, so we need to do this thing. It sounds to me like a martial law in a specific area. And when they might say certain areas, maybe we should have do the whole Jamaica. Because the whole Jamaica in a turmoil and not just Clarendon. Because I don't understand how you're going to go in an area and prevent a criminal from leave that area there with intelligence. Because you tell me say the police them never have intelligence attack than when them did that do then. That is the problem that me have with this thing, you know. I love see it work, you know. But when me hear them say, it's like them develop such a more strategic thing as now that everybody's supposed to just feel good for no say. That is why people have diarrhea over it. You know, see, them say, when it will come, please make it come now, like say this is the saving thing now. It's going to save Jamaica now, you know. This is going to be saving Jamaica. But what is it that they are going to do apart from corner of a place like how them corner of Tivoli Garden? You understand? What is the mindset in a month amongst the police them that going to say they're going to go into this community, corner it off, declare it a zone of operation, clear it out, and then bring in the SDC people, them, the social intervention. Then when the criminal them do meanwhile. Maybe the criminal them gone on the social intervention program to integrate into the community, go like to them good and them really not good. Then you get the gun them now. The gun them is the thing now, you know. Because a man can just ease back in our community, you know, and say, boy, things get hotter on you, so, you know, so we're going to just mask this. And you know, hear nothing more, and then hear them jump up and say, see it? The crime prevention thing is working. Because many times them say this, when them did have all the whole heap of crime stop, and them did have the whole heap of squad and the this and the that, and every time them come up with something, and them use them intelligence for create that thing, you know. And it don't work. So now this is a bigger propaganda, not propaganda in a negative way, but this is a bigger thing now where them have the whole of Jamaica and wait for this thing and all, say, find a solution now for how them are going to do this thing and all. See, them are going there, clean up the area, clear the area. People all of a sudden are going to get a twinkle at them eye for them help the police. So the people them are going to change immediately now and say, this is a boy the next door me, or him. Or you just walk on the road. So one of them there, him shoot the woman last week long so. You understand? How that happened in less than a month? And why is it that it not happened yet? You see, people ask them questions and how come it take so long? I think I said they might take long because they might really want to make sure so them have everything proper. But how long is proper? How long proper can be for really implement a situation where meanwhile they might implement them proper ways. You see the crime rate had jump up. 100 and how much people dead last month? Yeah? 114 or so much. It's a massive, hey, for so much people get dead. You understand? No, man, I tell you, man, because you could ask long as someone I never even know say I'll kneel involved in a certain thing. And a man I look for I'll kneel and come shoot me at you. You understand? It kind of weird. See, that's the statistics here. 114 people dead. Up to August the 22nd, 114 people murdered in a Jamaica.
Kingston, that alone.
Eh?
By a parish.
By the parish? Mm-hmm. No, man, but in a month, no, man, it couldn't be so much people dead in a 1 month.
For the year up to August.
Yeah. In a Kingston, 114 people dead. Mm-hmm. Between up to August. But when I say, last month alone, 100 and odd people get murdered. Last month alone. So St. James are the biggest thing. So we're going to assume so them are going to go to St. James. But then no meanwhile we there think one. And meanwhile everybody look on this so Mountain View start blaze up and meanwhile them look on Mountain View Mar Valley. People start to kill people at Mar Valley. So me I say no, how we going to track? I mean, I'm naive to these things. You know. Them know what them are do still. I mean, I assume to them know what them are do. But give them the history. We realize that most of the time, where we think that them know what them are do, now really work for the people them. And we see it happening at Tivoli again. And that is what nervous. That is what get people nervous, you know, say. Them are going to corner half a area. And the gunman, them are going to start get bad and wicked. And them are going to say, hey, we're going to say who are wicked are. You understand? And then things are going to happen so now and you're going to end up back right where you started right now. In the come in and say, look, I want to kill the people, them, this and this and that. What is it that them do in a month for change, turn around the mindset of the police, them? We see a video up on the TV up at Constance Spring Road. We get, she said, I superior officer. And the woman get up. Now we see that woman, you know. Me not blame she, you know. Because something. Because maybe she's a good mother or a good grandmother, you know. But the system where she work in her makes she behave in a very weird way. Maybe when she sit down and think on it, you know, when she look back on all the video, you know, she cried shame herself, you know. Because she look like a church woman, you know. Can you imagine she go to church and everybody will look on her? She feel a weird. So it's not like some would have taken any stringent measure against a policewoman there. We would have to figure out psychologically what is it that cause a policewoman to react that way there. You know see it? Because if she react that way there and throw down all that thing, can you imagine a policeman who in a similar when him have him gun and him know say, oh gosh man, that is just a small little thing compared to where I go on out there with man, them get frustrated, or the police, them get frustrated. So me want to find out, what is it that they have done in the past month to police for turn around their mind to the point where now them selling the people this thing about when you go into the thing, the police going to do this and then you're going to have the people them cooperated. It sounds like some like Alice in Wonderland fantasy where we are trying to figure out the thing I don't know where really happen. You know, see it? Or maybe a brethren say maybe the no, I can't tell you what I'm saying. Him say the crime strategy for the zone of special operation is the strategy is not reporting crime. So if you don't report the crime, everybody will feel that the crime gone down. That's it's amazing. It's amazing. Click it. Yeah, I just go through the parish by parish, how much murder since years start in all the different parish them, and St. James have the next is St. Andrew, and next is Kingston. One other thing called Clarendon, and well, now it raised up now. So, and Westmoreland have 89, and over have 44. Yeah, but we never know say Kingston have so much. And yeah, the year about the murder them in a Kingston. Portland have 4. Well, that's up to August, but you know, so them killed 2 people yesterday in our field. Boy, it kind of Mr. Blake, him is the Deputy Commissioner of Police. Hey, me rule out, you just cut the interview if you go talk to the private, to deal with the prime minister business, you know, brethren. Trust me, man. I have to talk to the Prime Minister about this, you know. Yeah, I have to talk to the Prime Minister about it, Rasta, because I want the man to explain to the people about this crime, this and crime of operation and that. So, this my interview, I'm going to talk to Mr. Holness about it. But I am wondering if these people really have a solution to it, because now we are here bunting mouth loud nowadays, you know. Me I tell you, Rasta, I think say the man gone, you know, gone a port and go sit up on a beach with 2 girls and thing and you know, rest in mind. The man loud now, the man have the most talk. The man have the most talk, you know, Rasta. And Peter Phillips, they're there with him too. You think that Peter Phillips easy? I don't know how them people are, when them don't have the thing at them fingertip, them have so much argument.
I am convinced that the best efforts of the security forces by itself will not solve the crime problem in Jamaica. But it is going to take divine intervention, touching the hearts of a wide cross-section of the society.
Well, that was an argument put forward by Bunting. But, Bunting, believe you me now, if you say it really a divine intervention must touch the heart of the people, them, and you come now with some argument where you have nothing divine about it, want to the divine intervention that you search for and seek for. You know, you should have go down by your knee in the middle of a tree road. Like how Isaiah walk up and down in Israel for how much years? Naked. Isaiah or David who dance in front of the children, the daughters of Zion, naked. How much years Isaiah walk up and down naked? Must about 2 or 3 years Isaiah walk up and down in Israel as a symbol that Israel shall be laid bare. So when him talk now, me I want to say, but what to the divine when did I talk about? What to the divinity that we search for? We search for divinity in our humanity, you know, not for something outside that way. These men should be taking ashes and wrapping themselves in crocus bag and go to Half-Tree Road, go bawl and plead. Since I saw them, they said I go have prayer breakfast in a Pegasus hotel, where the man yamas all that thing and I hope till the thing get better. Look there. From the time them have the prayer breakfast, January, February, them have the prayer breakfast. You know, till the thing get more terrible. You know, till the prayer thing now work. And the divine intervention where them search for. It needs something. And it can solve. The thing can solve. It's not something where it's unsolvable. If there's such a word, it can solve. Because them say, right now, we hear Bunting attack, like him have a formula that can help the situation. And then we hear this from a man who was in the opposition, who is now the head cook and buckle washer.
If you want to be able to fall asleep and let the door open and wake up in the morning and still be alive, you cannot make the mistake of putting in the game.
The problem I have with this thing is that when you listen to the politicians them talk and them private sector people them show you say the economy is going better, unemployment is decreasing, and these things. I must be damn blind, Rasta. In a cocoon or some place, because how is it that the people them look it worse? How is the crime gone up worse? Or, I mean, all the thing just look like it get worse, and they must say it get better. What is it that they are doing that we are not feeling? And what is it that we should be feeling that they are not doing? Because I don't see life last year, life this year, to me, all the people them look, it look worse. I mean, it look worse, Rasta. No, I mean, really and truly. We hear this man about how this gone up, how much percentage, and we hear about, export is getting, I mean, all these things, these nice things is going on in the country and the people them can't see it. It's blind, we're blind. I will live in a different Jamaica. Jamaica, the private sector is doing quite well because we see all NCB, billions of dollars profit. All of the big companies, they make more profit than what they did make the year before. All of them, that means business is striving for private sector. And that is what the government is doing. The government is putting the private sector at the highest level, and it's not coming down to the majority of Jamaican people. You know, the man who mix the cement, the man who mix the cement get the least money, you know. The man who direct the cement mixer get more money. Him not mix the cement, you know. Him just tell him to look here, put more cement in the sand, so. Or get some more building block over there, so. Him get more money. The man will sit down at the office and tell the man, they say, him are the supervisor for the. So the more up you go and the less work you do, the more money you get. So you can't see man with the politician I get. I'm not talking about them P as politician. I'm talk about the 10% where them are skim off all over the place and I go like them not skim nothing. The police them want to raise now. I hear the man them a bad and I say, but wait, the government face you out there for come offer with them a little bit of money and them want to go up and about where them call it zone of special operation. Then that must affect the police them. If you got right as before the zone of operation, the police them go to them and say, look, you know, all right, we need some razor pay, you know, and the police man said, listen, you're half and I say, why, you're mad? You're going to offer with that. You can't imagine the police them in there, so. Make the damn criminal boy them go and kill off themselves. I mean, not about them for them little money there. It's like how you that sit down and son and say, boy, I RFM now pay me no money for what wrong. I mean, I go out there, I not pay, you understand? So money does not work for. And right now, if them, it's not that them can left the job, but them desire to work at them highest potential will not be there if it a linger at them head say that this government offer me. You understand? So me don't know. That's why I ask, what is it that the police force did to reverse the psychology of the JCF and the Jamaica Defence Force? Because they don't carry the Jamaica Defence Force come like a martial law thing go on, you know, but we don't call it martial law. It sounds too horrible. You understand? Because it says zone of special operations. You understand? Well, may I tell you, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. What's name? Bobby Montague, and Mr. Chuck, what's name?
Chuck.
Dead right Chuck. Dead right Chuck. Mr. Dead right Chuck, Mr. Bobby Montague and Mr. Prime Minister, trust me. You see like how you have the people them like a suspense movie where you wait for the bad man get caught and when you look around, you see the bad man that get to it and more the bad man that get to it, the more you say you have something to catch him, you have something to catch him. And that way they are, you know, we are watching it like a movie. Click it. Yes, we're there with you. I am so upset how the interview cut off that it's unbelievable. Anyway, we want to play this. Since the interview them cut off,
my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal, and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard from the political sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks repress the amount of interest that rates are, so we don't have the real cost of money. And yet we blame the real retail banks for manipulating LIBOR. The sheer effrontery of this is quite astonishing. It's central banks that manipulate interest rates, Commissioner. And plus, underneath all this, we talk loosely, in a rather cavalier fashion, do we not, about deposit guarantees. So when banks go broke through their own incompetence and chicanery, the taxpayer picks up the tab. It's theft from the taxpayer. And until we start sending bankers, and I include central bankers and politicians, to prison for this outrage, it will continue.
REFM, thought-provoking, always smoking, lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
The nation is eagerly awaiting the government's solution to the crime problem, the biggest thing in Jamaica. And all we hear them talk about this are gone up. The people them not interested in that. The people them don't want to hear about no stock market, this and how much this or that. The people them want to hear that the crime rate gone down. Simple. We're not at the point in time, we're not interested if we have more tourists and if we have export gone up. Because me that about export gone up, the coffee man, them get less for them coffee, and them claims that Jamaica have the biggest and best coffee in the world. And we hear that Starbucks is going to open in Jamaica. Starbucks, the people them who sell the most coffee, them get for them coffee from Africa. Because we know them can't afford to buy the coffee in Jamaica. But then we hear say, hey, I will it. The China man, them a ball, say the cane thing now work out for them. So them a plan now, say a serious thing if it close back, you know. We should not depend on cane in this time in our history, you know, considering the legacy of cane farming and cane reaping in Jamaica give rise to the greed, the addiction of the Europeans for sugar and rum, cause our ancestors to be enslaved. So we shouldn't even think about it. We have so much land. There are the whole heap of land underwater. When Bobby Montague, I think he was the minister of agriculture one time. Bobby Montague. Anyway, one time him call the program when me that say Jamaica should really start to reconsider this rice thing. Because rice production was very big in Jamaica. Them did have a rice mill in a Spanish town. where they are run are active. And down at Westmoreland, you could have get a whole heap of different variety of rice. And that totally wipe out. Yet still, Jamaican eat rice more than everybody. Rice. Rice is something where, whether it's white, well, Jamaican people don't like no other rice but white rice, because they must say the other one too brown. They don't like brown rice, which is really the healthy rice. And if you were sure some Jamaicans say you have all black rice to rice, they would have dropped dog dead, them not eat that. Because it's black. I mean literally black. But rice is something where Jamaican consume enough. How is it that Jamaica rice production is not healthy? You're supposed to have more swamp now than first time. With the amount of rain we have fallen, the amount of swamp. All the mosquito swamp where them are create around the island and so now we are create because of water. Warm to the rice thing. What the Minister of Agriculture now? Mr. Samuda. Mr. Samuda know anything about farming though. Believe you, babe. But the long time one where they, the big fat one where they there. 9:30, 6:30 the woman. Which Roger Clark. Roger Clark a good agriculture man. Roger Clark a one good agriculture man, you know. We need somebody who know about farming, Rasta. You understand? It's like how they might use gardener to fix the road. The road can't fix it, gardener fix the road, Rasta. No, it can't fix. Sorry, but it's true. We need a rice production for really revitalize certain things. Really and truly. The rice thing to me make more sense than cane. Because apart from the excessive amount of diabetic problems we have in Jamaica now, and the intake of sugar in the society is not something to be desired. We need to plant some rice, brethren. Some rice, Rasta. You know, I mean, why we keep a talk about export? We want to plant things to export. Every time, export. Want to yasso. Want to hear. We need to plant enough food to sustain the population, and then what left, we export it. But we can't be developing market in Jamaica to export when we need certain things here. The water thing is still not fixed enough for the farmer, them, you know. And it's just through rain now, not stop falling at Jamaica since last year. Them time rain not stop falling, you know. We don't get no 1 month up here dry up to now, you know. I don't know about the next man place, you know, but which part of me live. We don't ever get 1 week of dry up to now from last year. Believe you me. Believe you me. We say the sun shine bright in the sky, you know. And rain and tear up the place. I tell you. No, it's a different kind of rain that go on. Different kind of rain, but you know, in the abundance of water, the fool get thirsty. That is a saying that goes without saying. The abundance of water, the fool thirsty. The farmers, them, is getting too much water. My ackee tree now burn up with the whole heap of water we are dropping. It's the first, my ackee tree, me vex, you know, because me a man eat raw ackee, boiled ackee, all kind of ackee. Because I just love look at all the ackee too. It's red, gold, green, and black. I just love it. But I know they said the water, the amount of water we have run, it just burn up the ackee them. The ackee them just black and it just drop off of the tree. I don't get a good portion of ackee from my ackee tree this year. But we are planning now for all export ackee export. We are export ackee season. That is good, you know, exporting ackee. But you have a market here. All them fly to left Jamaica, them should have ackee and things on the plane with all water and, you know, for the Jamaica brand, pan the plane them, when you come out and when you are coming back. You know, certain planes supposed to order certain food. You know, see it, where you have ackee and bami, you know, festival. On the plane, me attack, you know. But we are selling things and bringing things to send it back out. It's a joke. So, I don't know if Mr. Samuda listen to me or anybody will hear me. I say, we need to revitalize the rice industry. The rice industry. The swampland them is still there. As a matter of fact, they have become wasteland now. A whole heap of the swampland them has become wasteland. We need to revitalize that industry, given that Jamaican people love rice. China them. When China them start coming out with them culture, because nobody on yam rice like China. Understand? So we and the Chinese can get on quite good with a feast of rice. I don't know about the meat part, because our like of meat is different from the Chinese liking of meat. So we don't want to mix up the meat part. But the rice part, we can do with the rice part. So what does I say? Listen to me carefully. This import-export thing, we must stop import so much food in the country when we can produce things for the people them to eat that don't make them want certain things. And because them can't get certain things, them turn to other things. And me know that we used to have a big rice thing. One of the Demerara rice we used to come from Guyana. Them still have when Uncle Ben still alive? That brother supposed to die now. No, it's like Betty. Betty not supposed Betty little baby. She supposed to have turned old. She supposed to 90-year-old now, them say. Betty lived long, you know. You can imagine when she look back on all the Gerber baby. The little Gerber baby. No one big woman that now. I tell you. Them each hour one man power now, you know. The colonel. Jesus I'm crying. And the man that wipe you out, you know. The colonel man, they will wipe you out totally out. That's what you know. No, I tell you. Rice, them have rice and chicken back, rice and bully beef, rice with pig's tail mixed up in it. When we used to live with my granny, that she used to one pot, pig's tail, she cut out the pig's tail, them slim, you know, with the peas, red peas, you know, when she put cook red peas, you know, when red peas are boiled, you know, you stay at the back of the yard and hear the pot of boil over with the coconut juice in there, you know. And then she put roasted nail in light to make the peas cook quick. Or enough garlic. And the food, it tastes good. Yeah, man, we mix up with the pig's tail and everything. It tastes good, Rasta. Them days, them I like a pig day. I mean, love that. You understand? No, we don't them have pig's tail still. Them still have pig's tail. Eh? Our pig or a foreign pig? I don't know if our pig or a foreign pig. But you have some meat that come in at Jamaica. You have meat to come in at Jamaica, you know. Them import meat at Jamaica, you know. Yeah, man, them import meat at Jamaica. Why them import meat in Jamaica? Really and truly, why we are import meat? I mean, we stay away, believe you me, we stay away. Alright, sir. And what we talk? Because the people them feel so we are make mischief. But we're not making mischief. We just try to make the thing. We just go about try to figure out to make the thing better, Rasta. Yeah, the thing it needs some protection. Even though I talk about Jamaican brand, the Jamaican brand need protection. Aki is one of them things that we need to protect. We can't do without the saltfish because the saltfish are come from all the dirty river them up Canada there. You ever see a saltfish? The whole of saltfish? You never see a whole saltfish yet. Trust me. If you ever see a whole saltfish, you'll never eat saltfish again. Believe you me. If you see the whole body from the head to the tail, you'll never eat saltfish again. I wonder if saltfish is not a cross between human being and whale or human being and something. Look at whale, Rasta. No. You know. We don't know where we are. That's why I tell you the slave mill still a grind, you know. The slave mill still a grind. Believe you me. Oh, we have my favorite environmentalist on the line here. Lana Macaulay, director of the Jamaica Environment Trust, award-winning Jamaican right and environmental activist. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I am okay. You know, we passed this road before, you know, with this cockpit talking, you know.
Yes, we have passed this road before. There's some roads in Jamaica you seem to, it's like it's a circular road and you just have to go round again and around and round.
All right.
True.
So we hear this thing come up back again, blow up in our face again. What is really happening?
Well, let us say that the decision about where the boundary is going to be decided is very long outstanding.
Yes.
We've been talking about it since 2007, so 10 years, over 10 years, right? And we know, because they've seen it in the newspaper, that a new company has bought what used to be Naranda bauxite. And we signed an agreement with that new company which guarantees the new company a certain amount of bauxite. So that is known. What is not known,
What is the name of the company?
It's called New Day Aluminum Incorporated.
Okay.
Yeah. What we don't know for sure is where that bauxite is going to come from, right? And what we have heard, so again, we don't know this for sure, but what we have heard is that a decision is going to be made shortly, sometime in the first 2 weeks of next month, September. So we wanted to remind everybody what is at stake about Cockpit Country. And because the Jamaica House had put up this new way for citizens to petition the government, where you can sign a petition online, and if you get 15,000 signatures, the government will respond to the petition, we decided to try and use that mechanism, since it was a new one. Just over 5,000.
Okay.
And we have to do it by the end of September. So you don't have any amount of time to do it. You have to do it in a time frame. And it's 40 days. So from the day we put it up, the 40 days ends on the last day of September.
Okay.
So, and we're at 5,000 now, about 1/3 the way. And we don't go on 1/3 of the time. But I will say that there was a very, when you do these things, at first there's a lot of interest, and then the interest kind of dies off.
After a while it does.
Yeah, so that is what we have to do. We have to make sure the interest don't die off.
All right, I can ask you, the company that is here, they are aware of the concern that the people in the area are.
I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know how much they know. They probably want to deal directly with the government, right?
Yes,
the government sign an agreement with them.
Yeah.
They probably don't want to get too much into the, people who kind of objecting to what they want to do.
So is this signing, what the agreement was a spillover from the previous administration, or is the same, or is this administration start with?
No, it's signed by this administration.
Okay, so it never spill over from the PNP administration?
Well, the issue of mining in Cockpit Country goes back to 2006.
Yeah, I know.
But the sale of the bauxite company,
yes.
I don't know when it starts. I can't tell you if it starts under the PNP and it carry over.
Yeah.
But the thing signed under this administration.
Them signed it already?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And there's no reversal of that then?
Well, I don't know what would happen if the government now says to them, boy, we signed this paper, they say we can give so much tons of bauxite, but we can't do it. I don't know what would happen then.
Yeah. Where is this company from?
That I don't know. I'd have to look it up online.
Oh, yeah.
Their website is not very, you can't really tell.
Yeah.
These days, companies operate out of anywhere,
Yeah. Well, we hope that you get...
But they're new to Jamaica as far as I know.
Okay. Well, we hope that you get the amount of signatures as necessary.
Yes, I hope so. I just want to tell your listeners a little bit why it's important,
Yeah.
Because, I understand that people want work, they want jobs, they want economic development, and, we want that too. But that Cockpit Country is a place where, it has very important other functions, and there are opportunities to earn money and have livelihoods doing other things. So most of it, about 70,000 people live in Cockpit Country, right? In the villages and towns and the, little areas around Cockpit Country. And most of them are farmers. Most of them. And they are going to lose their land, as that happened in other parts of Jamaica.
But they are going to lose the land.
Some of them will, yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to find out if if by a chance them find some gold or something in the Jankro Blue Mountain area that was designated by UNESCO as a heritage site, if them would have really dig it to find the gold, because we
they're mining gold in the Blue Jankro Mountain right now.
Them are mining gold in the Jankro Mountain?
Yeah, right now.
You serious?
Yeah.
Which company doing that?
I don't know.
But you know what a fact that they're mining gold.
Yeah. Well, they're looking for it. I can't tell you that. They're prospecting.
Yeah, like Port Royal. Them man need to look for certain things, you know.
Right. They're prospecting. And we allowed gold mining in, I think, Clarendon. You remember when the people walk away and the cow drop down dead and everything.
Yeah. I know it's far from where we are. You ever get any information about what happened to that 500 truckload of sand that was taken from the beach?
I don't know where it went at the time.
No, I know you don't know where it went, but I don't hear about it again.
No, but you know that part of the coastline, right? Because they have not disturbed it or destroyed it. A lot of the sand came back.
Okay.
So if you go there now...
So not much ado about nothing then?
Well, I wouldn't say that, because further down, near to where that happened and further down, that is where, I don't know if you've seen the argument about sand mining near to Duncan's Bay and all of that. That is close to it. And the mining that they have already allowed on the beach there has not come back.
Yeah.
So you see, the more you disturb the natural things, the harder it is for them to recover.
Yeah, and the earth have a way to turn back by you too.
Yeah.
Create some disasters that you disturb mother just get vexed.
That's exactly it. So I found New Day while I was talking to you. It's based in the United States. And it says it is a subsidiary of Dada Holdings.
Yeah. Okay.
So you see, that's how these things are. They're hidden.
Yes.
You can't really understand what is going on. You know.
Yes. Okay.
So, and I'm supposed to have that agreement. You know, somebody leave it on my car.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We give thanks for you really respond to the call again. That's nice.
So I hope your listeners will go on the Jamaica House website and sign the petition and sign it just to not allow mining in the country.
Okay, Diana. Okay, give thanks.
Right.
Yes.
Thanks very much for talking to me.
Yeah, that's Diana Macaulay, Director of the Jamaica Environment Trust, award-winning Jamaican rights and environmental activists. We have been speaking to her how much times now, and this cockpit thing, at least is it about this cockpit thing. And we see it gone for now, the government sign up on certain agreement. And she just mentioned Jankro Mountain, and them a prospect to see gold. If gold, we're gonna find gold, and we're gonna find oil in Jamaica, you know. Mark my word today. Or today what, the 1st of September? 31st of September. August. Mark my word. We're going, not we. Some people, maybe the Chinese or somebody going to come to Jamaica, and them going to find gold, and them going to find oil in Jamaica. And unfortunately, me and Young and Shamara are not going to be on the island those times. And even if Shamara is here, she's not going to be able to benefit from it. Yeah, because them times she will have no teeth, need to paint up, no ear in her head to itch on the falls here, them pan. Nothing like that. She'll be just a normal baby again. Click it. This is the Steppin razor. We just get some breaking news here. One in a Montego Bay and one in a just below here. This man in here, this man is something. Man shot at stoplight, at top road of Montego Bay. 2 people shot at stoplight on the top road. One dead, and one is an ex-police officer. Them say the traffic was backed up. The policeman was not killed, however. Another in-vehicle passenger was not. It was connected to robbery of items from a popular security company's response vehicle at some time in same era. So we want you to know that as place. Plus 2 people get shot just below, which part? Along a Coconut Grove, I saw. No, Coconut Grove. The whole Buckfield. Oh, along the bottom, long as well, the bypass Buckfield, we're not sure if anybody dead. But we hear say 2 men get shot long there. So we don't know if the newsroom can go down there, go investigate it. It is happening as we speak. So somebody can go down there, go find out what is happening. But we hear that 2 people get shot in a Ocherios, just like less than an hour ago. Yeah, maybe less than half hour or two. So we ask the newsroom if them can go down there, go really find out about it. Meanwhile, we continue with the process. Here goes.
So what's the solution? So how do we get there?
Well, here's the thing. We got to recognize that wealth is intergenerationally created. Most people who get rich don't get rich in a lifetime. Oprah, that's once in a while. Bill Gates, that's once in a while. Most people are intergenerational wealth. That means what? That if black people want to catch up, we have to start saving wealth and passing it to the next generation. Our biggest problem ain't that we're splurging. Is that every time we splurge, we're stealing from our descendants. You're giving them no inheritance to get started with. But the white child, they're starting out $100,000 plus, $1 million plus. And I think we have to become more strategic in the way that we do our health plans as well as our life insurance plans. Because what I'm learning with a lot of these white folk, a lot of them are getting their first, what you want to call a shock of wealth through the life insurance policy of their parents.
We talk about that too.
Yeah,
so life insurance policy.
Yeah, so there's so many different strategies towards wealth that we're not even thinking about because black. It's also based on our, what you want to call it, emergency consciousness, survival instinct. We're only worrying about our life. We do not think about those who come after us. Now, you got to realize now, when we got out of slavery, white folks been already building wealth for a couple centuries. Right. We started behind the 8 ball, okay? So you got to play catch up. How do you catch up with somebody who's 100 yards in front of you? You have to run faster than they are. That means we have to sacrifice our spending habits more than everyone else in order to catch up. How does a people who are at the bottom waste money more than people who are at the top? So not only are you not catching up, you're not even thinking about it. Trying to catch up.
This is good, and we got 1,000 questions, and we know you.
Yes, that was Omar Johnson. You know, it's very interesting that we're so long inside us, so, and so much things are going outside at this confines, at this place here. The Montego earlier this afternoon, yeah, but you know, it's a weird thing, you know, because the road there always have traffic part. You can't just imagine a shooting a going right up a leaders right there. So the pandemonium where happening up there. Believe you me. And now the thing get brazen, you know. Nobody now wait till night again, you know. It's not a night thing I reach Jamaica again, you know. Bright day. Like how them shoot the man on a Rutland Road the other day in our Benz, and them just walk up and just buy shoot him. Like the same one near Kentucky Fried Chicken when they put the man just come out of like a Montego Bay. He might come out of the courthouse. And the man just drive up like a movie style thing and just start to fire shot. Everybody will duck all over the place, car lick up against one another and something like it's like the other day a man walk in a supermarket down Westmoreland and just fire shot, 5 shots in a youth. And you know, say, them must get to, you know, because here gunshot and run, you know. You know, see, unless you have a gun too. You understand? Like the man the other night when the 3 men them go in a yard and when them hear the thing and them start fire shot, them just drop a few one and shot 2 of them dead. You know, that, but it's like the man them, it's like it brazen now, Rasta. It's not a night thing again when man sneak up fire. Man I say, oh, why? Man just drive and just fire shot and just no care. Because the gun, you can't get gun easier than ganja now, you know. Where them gun they come from? Oh, some little 16-year-old youth have gun. Right now, you have some school youth who are safe to buy gun, you know. Me not thought that because mischievous, you know. I say you have school youth who are save up them money. Just like how them are save money for buy a cell phone. Right now, cell phone, them have the cell phone already. So the next thing now, they want a gun, you know. Them are safe to buy a gun. 16, 17, 18-year-old youth. This zone of operation, we see them do that down at Tivoli. And we see we're up down at Tivoli. Right now, them do that look for those Do they sit down there, you know, and them just come out? You think do this can just come out, sir? Because them go to this yard go find papers where do this not supposed to have, you know. And them kill 70 people down there and match up the whole place. And then now, you did hear say people are come from all over the island, gunmen are come from all over the island. If you go in a, they make things sound like a movie business, you know. The other day, it was reported that about 40 men fire shot from the Denham Town police station. For about half hour, them tell the man them a fire shot, you know. You are tell me, say, in a bright day, station for half hour, and them not have no backup, no nothing. The police them not have no backup or no nothing. And the way the part right, nobody not dead. How the hell is that possible? It makes you want to believe, don't believe them. Because you have to 40 man at fire shot and nobody not get shot. Police stay in Jamaica, helicopter, them have helicopter, them have police car and all that. You tell me, say, some man have fire shot at a police station for half hour, according to the head of the police, the man. They come and see him on the TV, I said. Right? The head of the police, some division, I say, them was fire and shot for about 30 minutes. 30 minutes is a long time, you know, Rasta. We can almost reach a town now on the highway in that 30 minutes. So you can imagine somebody fire shot for 40 minutes fire shot. All them know much man live there. Them know. The people them sit down there and count and say 1, 2, 3, so 1 more than 4, 5, 6. Them things they come like some like a highfalutin something. Me don't know as well. You know. Message.
Our young men have to do work. If they're too young to get a job, put them in an internship. If they're old enough, put them in the business with you. Have them sit in the office with you. Make them make photocopies or do something else. Keep them busy. Keep young men busy. Exhaust them.
We have to come back to that little clip there. We're up on a clip thing, you know. Believe you me. Click it. For those of you who don't know, there will be a.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Wait, just a minute. I just want to tell the people what is happening here now. Jamaica will host one of the largest, well, we call it cannabis convention. And I think it starts today or tomorrow. We have on the line here Cheryl Murray Powell. And she's one of the speakers. You're one of the speakers?
Yes, I'm actually one of the speakers. My name is Cheryl Murray Powell. I'm a cannabis law attorney from the United States. I practice in Florida. I also am general counsel for Minorities for Medical Marijuana. So you'll see some similarities as far as some of the concerns with the rollout of the cannabis industry in Jamaica. I'm general counsel for Bud for Vets, so we represent the veteran interests, people who have served the country, but they come back and they battle issues like depression and homelessness. I'm in-house counsel for Green Roads World. It's a CBD company, so hemp-derived CBD is used to produce health products with health benefits, medicinal products that we use for cancer, epilepsy, Parkinson's, a number of ailments. And it comes from cannabis. It comes straight from hemp. So I'm also one of their lawyers as well. So I'm neck deep in the cannabis industry. Recently, I've launched Canna Headhunters, which is a staffing agency for the cannabis industry internationally. And I'm very grateful to the Cannex Jamaica Conference for allowing me to seek talent in Jamaica. Yeah. I am Jamaican. My parents were both. I spent my summers in Shooters Hill, 7 Mile. So I definitely have an affinity with the growth of the industry here in Jamaica. And I was here earlier in May to speak on a panel with the Minister of Justice for the Cannex Jamaica seminar in Kingston.
All right, so what is going to happen this weekend? What is going to happen in terms of the conference? I know it's a conference, but what exactly is going to happen over the period of the time of the conference?
Yeah, so just to give you some insight, we're seeing these types of conferences all across the world, especially in the United States, from coast to coast. We have these conferences where experts in the field are given the opportunity to share what they've learned, what's happened since Prohibition, because this is a unique time in history. Just like alcohol was prohibited now and cannabis was prohibited, now we're in a post-Prohibition society. And we have these conferences be inclusive. Just speaking from the United States perspective, when alcohol was made legal, women couldn't participate in the industry. Black people couldn't participate in the industry. Hispanic people couldn't participate in the industry. Disabled people weren't given opportunity. It was really a white male-dominated industry. So in order to make it more inclusive, we're saying, okay, this is another rare time in history. Let's go ahead and educate people. And that's why I applaud the Canites Jamaica Conference, because, you know, my understanding from Douglas is he came to the States to see one of the conferences, and he's like, look how professional it is. This is not a stoner conference. This is not hippies talking about, you know, rolling a blunt. It really is about the marketing and the industry, the manufacturing, the labeling concerns. It's about bringing that level of professionalism to Jamaica, where there's a lot of talent, a lot of great ideas, innovating the industry to the next level, so that Jamaica can be, since Jamaica is known for marijuana, you know, internationally because of the likes of, you know, Bob Marley and his evangelism. Let's make sure that we can monetize that reputation for the island of Jamaica.
So how does it, I mean, I know that there's a lot of speakers coming on, but who will you be speaking to? Will the public be allowed to attend, or is there something where you have to sign, register?
So there's two parts, sir, of the conference. First, you have the conference itself, where they have the speakers, and there's a cost for attending, but there have also been giveaways as far as tickets and entrance to enter the conference. Then there's the expo. The expo is really intended to make sure that all people from all walks of life can participate. It is free to enter the expo area and visit the vendors who are exhibiting and ask questions. So there are two parts of the conference. There's the conference piece, which really is the piece that will allow it to survive and pays the bills and make sure that the cost can be covered. But then we wanted to make sure that it was expanded into an expo that was free for everyone to take part, so that we can be inclusive and have a lot of cross-pollination of ideas.
And you can tell the times, what the times are.
Yes, absolutely. So it's tomorrow, September 1st, from, I believe it's at 8:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. At the Montego Bay Convention Center. We're all looking forward to it. I know, as you know, the owner of Canna Headhunters, I'm looking forward to interviewing talent, doing mock interviews, giving feedback, and really positioning people for this new industry. I'm also meeting with the license holders, people who have been issued licenses, and professionals.
Let me ask you something now. All right, when the conference, is there a discussion that is going to take place where at the finals of the conference, a petition or a paper is presented to our government or people who is interested in understanding more clearly what is happening?
So as far as post-conference, the what is next piece, I can only speak from my experience at the May conference in Kingston. So, being there with the Minister of Justice, the Minister of Tourism, the participants were allowed to ask questions and engage. There was a strong showing from the Rastafarian community, which was great to see. And there were a lot of pieces of miseducation that were eliminated as far as the difference between and Jamaica. In some respects, Jamaica is more progressive than the United States as far as legislation. In the state of Florida, where I'm from, we can't grow at home. But in Jamaica, you can have up to 5 plants here in Jamaica. So as far as the next steps and some type of, petition, there's definitely opportunity for the grassroots effort there's definitely opportunity with the media coverage to ignite some type of progressive agenda for how we can, on a long term, be more inclusive, from a long-term perspective, make sure the concerns are raised to the people who are decision makers. I find in the United States a lot of times the grassroots effort, we kind of stay grumbling amongst ourselves, and we don't have a strategic plan for raising those concerns and offering solutions. So that's where the cannabis law attorneys come in, the strong advocacy groups come in, and we say, your concerns, we need to do a petition, which will actually end up being a constitutional amendment. But in order to do that, we need 1 million, almost 1 million people to sign the petition. How do we get those people to sign the petition? People need to work. People need to be on the street corners and talking about it. I think with Jamaica, the biggest problem we have in Jamaica, and it's similar to the United States, is the stigma. What I'd like to bring in, and I want to speak specific to one of my clients, Green Roads, and you'll get a chance to meet Arby Peloso, who is the founder of Green Roads. It's really the focus on the medicinal benefits, the focus on the people that we're healing. Right. So we talk about the actual stories of, like, little EJ, who's 5 years old, who had inoperable brain cancer, who, using just CBD, his tumor's falling apart, and he's able to go to school for the first time. Or the person who is part of the THC and CBD regimen can sleep with their spouse for the first time in years because their spouse has been shaking with Parkinson's. They can't share the same bed. Those patient stories, or little Noah, who's in a wheelchair with schizencephaly disorder, and he can smile instead of being completely vegged out on opiates. We have an opiate crisis in the United States, and we believe marijuana is the answer. We believe cannabis, CBD, is the answer to that crisis. It's so easy to get prescription medication. But then when it comes to marijuana, they put all these gates in place. One of our big areas of evangelism is it heals people, it helps people. Why are we keeping away from the people? Our grannies knew it. Our grannies would make tea with it. So why all of a sudden, in public, we act as if we don't know that this is the plant is. Another place where we oppose is when we see big pharma coming in trying to, break the plant apart and then patent it. So they make synthetics out of the good whole plant cannabis or marijuana, and then they want to, put their stamp on it, patent it. No, it's the whole plant as it was intended from creation that it has the healing properties, and let's use it that way. There's no reason why we have the highest fatality rates in modern times with modern science, because we're taking cannabis out of our food chain. We're not feeding our cows and our other livestock on cannabis like they used to feed on hemp. And then now that it's out of our food chain, we're seeing the rise in autism. We're seeing the rise in Alzheimer's, in cancer. There's a reason for it. We're not living healthy and clean like we were intended to. And that's why we do these conferences, because get rid of the stigma.
All right, we have to go now, and we're glad to really connect with you that you can give us this outline. So we're looking forward to tomorrow. You said it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Mutabaruka, we've known each other for years. I did poetry with you in Florida a long time ago at an event in 2002. So I look forward to reconnecting with you. Okay. I've always been a fan of your work, and I continue to be. And keep the voice of the people alive.
Okay, give thanks. That was Cheryl Murray Powell, cannabis and civil law attorney. And this is pertaining to this conference that will be in Montego Bay at the conference center tomorrow, the 1st of September. Very, very big conference. You have a lot, the lineup where I have is like a sting, cannabis sting concert. The artist that is on the lineup for speaking. And that sister is one of them. And for those of you who can make, I think is $200 US to go to the conference itself. and you have a next price for just to go to the exhibition hall, the center, the place where the exhibition going to be. You think it's $100 US. But actually the conference itself, I think it's $200. So, yes, it starts tomorrow. We want to announce that the Garvey musical that was supposed to take place tonight at the Little Theatre has been postponed until October 10th. And the venue is the same, but it will not be held tonight again. So those of you who have ticket, hold on your ticket and know the next month it will be happening. So the Garvey musical, we want the people them to know that. The Garvey musical has been postponed until October during the Heroes Month celebration, Heroes Week celebration. That is going to happen.
Hey. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
I am okay.
From last week, I try to reach you, but phone line so busy.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, man, because last week I hear you with the ignorance.
Which ignorance?
I'm a dead with you, because I'm not telling you, I'm there Ira FM. I'm answer. Big bag, me so line out and look at the people them later the place with garbage.
Now let me say 16 toilets inside or so, and I'm not using it.
Yeah, man, I'm going to lie them something. I'm to my husband, lunch up there. What the garbage bag and look at people them. It's all when you stand up, you just have to step on back and pan and do something there.
I tell you, man, it's terrible.
Yeah, man, no, sir.
But you did love the day, though.
Yeah, man.
All right.
So, yeah, man, you tell her why you're not here from me, you know. I want to advertisement. So that's why I'm never get to talk to you last week. Because I spend time, you're not going in the office, you know. I mean, I've never see you come out back, so I say I must go and rest your foot.
All right.
So take care. Neil.
Neil, I know. Neil, in here, man. A young in here with me.
Oh.
Yeah, Neil, I do somebody else's work.
Okay.
All right.
All right, man. Take care. We link up.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, Mr. Muta.
Oh, hello, man.
Give thanks, man. David and Manchester.
All right, sir.
My brother just stopped me a while ago to a Royal Supplier shop. Say, how me not call Mr. Muta? They say, me listen Mr. Muta right 3 times, you know. They must say, to me, Mr. Muta, I say, no, run me off a show. That's why. I say, no, Mr. Muta, no meaning for. Me go Irish already. I come down already, and I couldn't get to come to Irish as me have a life because I park my bus.
Oh, you park your bus far?
Yes, man. I'm in one left 224.
Why not the door?
You know, trouble with like sweet, not die.
So we are the whole on the bus, not the door?
Yeah, door, Muta, but to my park. Yeah, door and your lock.
Yeah, so what part you parking? Why you say, you know, I'll leave it there?
To a park, get the park a little bit far from the down highway. Me used to get it nearer down.
Okay.
So me have to just stick on ground and sometimes the people want to go in the bus to take out something.
Okay.
So me just load them, but me come down the man and me...
So much people carry come down?
I small bus me drive. About 18. Not about 18.
I know people that, man.
Yes, man.
People that. Yeah, man.
I come on down there. I love it. Bigger to me, man, last year, you know.
Yeah, man. I don't know if more people, man. No, man
yes, man. Bigger, man.
Please pack up,
and
man.
The police friend them from Kendall tapped me this morning and say, what go on? He say, I want to hear you call Muta. I say, me call Muta and blessing up. I'm not going to hear.
Hey, watch you know. You make people start worry about you if you not call me, you know.
Yeah,
They must start worry about you.
Yeah, because they told it, for them the day you say, me win Japan and if you don't give you nothing. You're going to run me off a show. But me say, no, you're not share me off a show for me Harry number 1, boy.
But you still not win. You don't still not give me nothing then.
Oh, yeah, again, Mr.
I just spend off everything. I just spend off everything now.
Well, everything go through because, you know, I have to come down and everyone can help back up by gas. So I have to just do a thing and come, you know.
All right, so give thanks, man.
So I have to just give thanks to them and them full damn company.
Yeah.
Into your Kendall police, them here.
All right, sir. Yell up Kendall police.
Me run, Mr. Muta, before you cut me off. Me run.
All right. All right, sir. Give thanks. You're blessed, man.
Yeah. As we talk first night about the Arabic and all them something and the eclipse them and all them things. Yeah. But him, we that say, oh, them take enough things wrong way. Right? So look all way at that where the clip the way you play about the stud farm and all them.
Yeah, I don't play it. I think I should have played it now too, you know. Yeah.
Oh, then do and the home of one there.
The same
why
stud farm
my
thing.
parents say why is so homophobic?
Yeah, because I wouldn't go out with in slavery.
Yes.
You know, I should have played, as you mentioned, I should have played, you know, yes.
And where that's, you know, like the looping of the thing and the film and all that. Back in the day, first time they come out with a subliminal thing there. When you go to theater, them have some picture running in the background. But you can't see it, you not see it, but they register on your brain.
Yeah.
But they move so fast that you not see it, you not register it consciously. But they might show some whole heap of salted peanut and salted popcorn and this. And you're in that one, why you get thirsty?
Yeah.
You have to get up and go buy Coca-Cola.
Your brain start click.
You have to go buy Coca-Cola and something there. So them put in the propaganda them and make. So like you said, while them talk about the bad things, them are sure they
the good thing. It's not what them say, it's what them show you.
Well, yeah, see.
Yeah.
And because all the part thing, when we touch about the Sumerians, you have to say something about the Sumerians them too.
We don't talk about the astrology and
okay, yeah. Because all in here when they got for Adam, you know. That Adam come from a Sumerian for clear, you know, near Adama. I said Adama, or like so.
Yeah.
And I have clear, I mean clear. Or, you know, a piece of dirt.
Yeah.
Like then turn on and you give it Adam and all them things there.
I make it the first man.
But me I jump up and down now, because me I grow. Me hear one news not too long about the youth. Some youth stop somewhere to urinate on the road and a man shoot him. I mean, I make light tight and nothing. I mean, I don't really laugh. But what coming on me, me say, boy, I'll go Muta talk about man a piece pan road. And now when they for them, when I listen to Muta, no one going to shoot man to piece pan road.
No, but that.
I wonder how them do this, wait for how them know say man come.
No, they wait. The two man just get shot long a watch here so a while ago, you know. A man a drive, watch out. The man there, watch out. It's your police that stalk out people. Them gunmen are stalk out them victims.
Well, for a long time, then do that.
Yeah, man, them are watch you for days, man. I say, all right, him do this that time and him do that time, all right. You understand? So, when you see a man, if a man stop, for instance, or a man knows a man go there, a bar, because him knows at certain time the man go to the bar. Yeah, as a matter of fact, him go to call the bar and tell him, ask them if we name the down there.
Yeah.
To line it up. So a man stop on a urinate on the sidewalk. It don't mean say because them don't know say him, you know. Them a follow him and when him stop now, them fly say, see them stop, you know. Me could do it now, no?
Probably.
Yeah, that's it.
No,
me I hear you.
I mean, next you know police them got mostly 3 police with some shooting in Amaran Bay. Where them got them and they send like and them saying boom on them. Which mean thing going crazy. And I let him have to.
Them let him have?
You know, man, you have to keep check on the pregnant dog. And the one them will let have, you know.
Yeah. No, we don't forget about them, you know. We don't forget about the one on the grill. With the police who sell at gate who's at security. We don't forget.
All that, yeah.
And we don't forget say the Prime Minister say the ceiling for the phone thing is $40,000. Therefore, all who go over that must pay the extra.
Yeah, the rest.
We don't remember, you know, some did say that.
But I said yes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Shamara knows some did say that. Young knows some did say that. Anyway.
I wonder if the ceiling was there before. Oh, yeah, cut me already?
No, me not cut you already. Me just say.
So to me, I say anyway. But
they must say advertisement.
Make can't hold on, I have to go.
All right, hold on.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. You still there, Bridget?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, load up to that. Yeah, hey, all right. With the when I wonder, say, oh, come on, you don't go see the total eclipse. Certain places,
in America,
right?
Yeah.
I know when you're a little bit, we used to do a little experiment where you bore one hole in a cardboard, put one candlelight, you go in the dark. We used to go on my bed.
Yeah.
Put one candlelight on one side and you have one next like cardboard or something on the next side.
Lantern slide. We call it lantern slide.
Alright. When the light comes through, you see the candle upside down on the next side. Yeah. And, well, you know, we used to do it with shadow. Because if you look on your shadow ground, you always say, one part tight, well dark, and the next part kind of light out on the edge, right? If a man will draw a circle now, if you draw one big circle on a paper, say the sun, and you put one little circle in the middle, and then put a next circle on the other end for the earth. You know the earth, that one a little bigger than bigger than the moon one, but smaller than the sun one. Right? If you draw one line from the top of that circle you have down to the top of the moon to the earth, and you draw one from the bottom and go down to the top of the moon to the earth, you will see you end up where the two of them reach one certain place. Depends on how far you have the moon one from the earth. You understand? So that little area right now, so which part the two of them go, and that are the only space where it's totally dark. Totally dark, black out the sun. You know?
But it kind of figure it out last night still. When we did talk, when me and you did talk, it kind of figure it out, you know?
Yeah, man.
For those of you who know...
Uncle happen on new moon, you know.
Yes.
You have to have new moon to do it, you know. Well, everybody a farmer in Jamaica, they know new moon. Now when it's dark, when we can't see the moon. Either it rise with the sun at daytime, so we can't see it and things. Because when a full moon, we get lunar eclipse.
Yes.
So.
Whole heap of water.
Full moon time, then got one moon, then got a blue moon.
What through the flood?
Remember say no. Which one? Remember say the hurricane. I mean, which one of them attack? Which one of the flood? The one at Bangladesh.
Any one of the flood them?
Yeah. No, but we know say a hurricane. I remember. I want them to say the one at Bangladesh.
No, watch out. Hurricane is normal, you know, but the flooding is not normal.
Yeah, man. Remember say them here there below sea level and things. You know?
Yeah, but it's not normal. Them say the worst flooding America ever have.
Yeah, but because that storm there moves so slow. It moves slow, you know. They didn't want to carry whole heap of rain. Whole heap of water. Because the extra flooding will come now, you know. When it move and gone up further up the hill, remember say when rain falls in the hills, you don't have, remember when I say downtown, like when uptown, rain fall uptown. Yeah, you are flood out from water. And you talk about the New Orleans too. When you're in there, you notice if you stand up over one side of the city, and that, like the down a sandals down the pineapple there, so. The whole earth a shake around when a big old truck pass.
Yeah, like it hollow.
A pure water, the place built on it.
That's why they don't bury people under the ground in New Orleans.
Yeah, man. Anytime them build house there, them have to pile drive a whole pan on long old concrete column down the ground first. Otherwise, if they have a build house and not put that, you see how start sink.
Sink. Like when a Bangladesh, like in India, when I watch all the picture them come out of India, it's horrible, man.
Yeah, man.
Horrible.
And for them hurricane, they must have for you know.
Yeah, terrible.
All right, we'll make somebody else.
Yeah, man, give thanks, yeah?
All right.
Yeah, all right. Yes. Steppin. We're there with you. Inifa, out of Montego Bay. Here you go.
Joe.
Yes.
Motor.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, man, may I hear you?
Yeah, you know, sir, I listen to you about 5-10 minutes ago. I write about the herb thing, the ganja thing, or the Montego Bay thing tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, but they are saying now like a $200 for go in.
Yeah, for the conference and thing, yeah.
Yeah, $100. But so we are saying now, we are a little man in Jamaica now, so we can't find 200 and something US to go in.
Yeah, but if them say 100, we couldn't find it neither.
Hey, let me say, I did not call upon.
Yeah, well, those who can afford it, will go.
Interested in another thing, you know.
All right, you know, you say if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But you have people who will afford it.
Yeah, so being man like me now, get less.
But when I say if him, let's say $100, somebody.
Yeah, we are talking about me personally.
No, but we don't know about you personally.
I know, I want to get involved in it, you know.
Yeah, well, check for the next one. Don't check for that one since you can't afford it.
So when are the next one then?
I don't know. I tell you that because I know people want to go to show and them hear the price of the show and them say, boy, I can't afford it, so them not go. But
yeah,
the show
that
still keep and cock.
But I think like the ganja thing will fight for it free up for so long and it just
yeah, but you have situations where you can't afford to go at one and you can't afford to go the next. It's just simple. So we're not going to make it a problem now. Throw them to $200 now. It gone out of the price of everybody.
Everybody. So
it don't go out of the price of everybody because over the right pocket.
In the future.
Eh?
The price might be lower in the future.
Well, I don't know. But the price right now, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. And we're not going to make a big deal out of it to say, boy, them are trying back people who did there for a long time. You just can't afford it. You just can't afford it.
Yeah, that might be true, my brother. But 200 and something US to go in there and $100, it's quite exuberant, you know?
Yeah, it's exuberant for who can't afford it.
Yeah. For man like me, which is unemployed, you know?
Yeah, and I bet you a whole heap of people are going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's a whole heap of Rasta there too? Who can afford it?
So there will be an exhibition also too, right?
Yeah, I think without the conference, it's $100, them say.
$100 US.
Yeah, almost US, man.
True.
Okay, so...
All right, let me call upon still, because I kind of feel better about the whole thing, you know?
Yeah, but no bend up yourself, man. Go drink some roots and relax yourself, man. No feel better about that, man.
All right, then, my brother. Blessing.
All right, yeah, give thanks. If you can't do nothing about something, don't bend up yourself about it. Believe you me. All right, why not take it? Yes. You know, I still reflect on the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Clifton Blake, or the man just cut off my interview for go talk to the Prime Minister Rasta. To the Prime Minister summon him. I have to go talk to the Prime Minister, you know. I have to go talk to the Prime Minister Rasta. He can't have the summoned when Muta summon him. Almost summon we are going to deal. Summons we want to get them then. We want to thank Ardena. Ardena, you know, the little petite lady outside there. She's so cute. She cute, you see, man. Trust me. Like a little dolly, you know. We want to love Ardena, the telephone operator, the little petite little operator, the cute operator. Hi, Ardena. I went Neil for. Hey, Neil, come out of the studio, man. Come out of the studio. Because you wasn't in here all the while. But through the program, I don't know you want to come in to make a big you up. No. Come out of the studio. No, I know you listen to a xylophone. We're going to play a xylophone. We want to big up young. Who just, he might get better every day upon everything precise. Just precise upon everything. Trust me. We want to heal up Shamara. Wonderful producer. Love her more than how Jesus love little children. We love her than old Lazarus love him grave. Because Jesus said Lazarus come forth and him come fifth and sixth. We want to heal up me hungry. No. The moment Neil has been waiting for. The moment Neil has been waiting for. Because you know, say, Neil a big producer. He have gold plaque upon him wall in him live, in him studio. So we go back to the studio and we carry the little daughter, go back in the xylophone. And he mix the tune and now he said this is the last mix after about 7-10 mix. He said this is the last mix. The last mix this, right, Neil? Right, sir. We're going to release it now. And you said it can get every what them call this DJ for radio. Yeah. Including Shamara. Including Young for radio? Eh? Right. Okay. So we say give thanks to the moment, give thanks to the time, give thanks to the energy.